Have you ever heard the saying that it's 10 times easier to keep a customer than it is to go find a new one? Well, let me put a little scenario to you and you tell me how you would react. Maybe you can feel what's happening or think about what you would say or what you hear in your brain and with it, or what you're telling yourself, or maybe what you see inside of that scenario, and then leave a comment telling me what you thought. So here's what happened. So I've been a customer for 5 years. I bought the biggest, best plan that they offered. I was paying them hundreds of dollars a year. It was their unlimited plan. And it was great. For 5 long years, they're charging me about the same price, a few dollars more or whatever, here and there. And then it recently renewed. And this company didn't notify me that it was renewing, which is fine because I had an agreement that I was on their unlimited plan and it was going to cost this much. And the email comes in and I receive it and it tells me that my price is more than doubled. More than doubled. No notification that my price is going up at all, let alone more than doubling. Then on top of that, I go and look it up. I was like, oh, that's weird. That seems like hundreds of dollars more than I was paying. And so I look back through all my email history. No, nothing there. What would you do at that point? They hadn't told you that your price is going to go up and they doubled your price and it was by hundreds of dollars. What would you do in that moment? Now, here's the kicker. They also changed my plan. So even though I had for the last 5 years had this unlimited plan, they threw that plan away. They never announced it. They never told me. They never let me know that there's going to be a change. They never sent any communication on this. And they moved me from the unlimited plan to their premium plan, which had a limit of like 500 units. And I'm already bumping up close to that limit of 500 units. What would you do in that case? They doubled your price, cut back on what they're giving you, and never notified you. Well, I can tell you what I thought. As soon as that came through, I thought there has to be a mistake. There's no way this could be wrong. So I shot off an email. What's going on? This doesn't make sense. And then I dug into it. And as I'm digging into it, I'm like, this is absurd. They've literally decided that they didn't want me as a customer, or they would have let me know some of these things. How would you react if you were the customer in that situation? What would you say? Would you fire them as a business that you're going to do business with? I can promise you there's nothing they can do at this point. I send in a support ticket, they didn't respond. I'm like, whoa, amazing. So they've lost a customer for life. I'll never do business with them again. What would you do in that situation? Would you give them another chance? Now, on the flip side, one of the businesses I'm involved in, there was a time recently where we were going to raise prices, and some of our customers have been with us for a while, and we have them at a low enough tier, and we keep adding new value of what we're offering them. And we're like, oh, we probably need to raise prices because we're actually losing money on a few customers. And the person that I had that conversation with, they're like, do you think I should even let them know? I said, whoa, just a minute. Think about that. What would you do if you were the customer, if they didn't let you know? And then I'm able to share this story with them and be like, look, this just happened to me. So when you're going to do decisions as a business owner, or if you're a decision maker in a business, it's great to think about how that's going to benefit the business. But make sure you stop, move out of the business owner position, move into that customer position and look at it from their angle. How's that going to come across? What justification is there for what you're doing as a business? Are you alienating those customers? Because I used to be a real big fan of this company 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I was a big fan of theirs, but their quality hasn't kept up with the market. And then they completely cut my legs out from under me by doubling price and providing a lower quality and didn't communicate. Those are 3 huge no's in my brain. So when you're going to do stuff, make sure you're looking at it from the customer's perspective. Are you benefiting them? What are they going to receive as value for the changes you're making? Are you communicating those values to them? Are you actually helping them out? If you're not, you're going to have someone mad enough that they're going to start creating content like me saying, look, you shouldn't be doing that. And I want to be polite because they're still, I'm sure, a great company. So I'm not going to call out their name. And even if you ask me in the comments, I'm not going to tell you who it was because I still think they're a decent company. I think they just made a small mistake and it's going to cost them my business for the rest of my life. But I don't think that it's worth calling them out publicly. I've already called them out privately and told them where I think they made the mistake. So don't bother asking. I'm not going to tell you who it was. But make sure you don't become one of those companies that are burning your customers because they've lost me and I'll never recommend them to anyone else. So they've lost all those other potential opportunities that I was giving them, and I would have continued to give them had they not messed it up so bad. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear if you've had an experience like that and how you dealt with it as well.